perform the indicated operations on the three expressions. So expressions is just like some math algebra without equal signs. So if it was an equation, there'd be an equal sign in here. There's no equation, so it's just an expression, and each of these can be considered an expression. All right, so express your answer in simplest terms of A over B. So there really isn't any definition for what's simplest, but we're going to kind of just combine them and see what we can do with it to make it look more compact. So what we're going to do is we're going to start by combining the denominators. So this x, I'm going to write it as x over 1 because the 1 right there is just assumed. Anything can be divided by 1, it stays itself. 3 divided by 1 is still going to be 3. And the reason I do that is just that way I can see the denominator. So we need a common denominator, kind of like the whole concept of you can't compare apples and oranges, and you compare apples to apples. Or in this case, we're going to compare the most complicated denominator, which in this case is going to be x squared minus 36. So I'm going to start by rewriting this. I'm going to do x over 1 plus 6. X squared minus 36, that's the difference of squares. So I'm going to write this as x plus 6 times x minus 6. And then I'm going to do minus x squared over x plus 6. So I'm going to separate these out just a little bit to give myself some room. There we go. That might work. And maybe a little bit more. Yeah, good idea. All right, so I'm going to start with the 1 on the right. So this is the same as this, but we're missing an x minus 6. So what we're going to do is, there's a couple things you can always do in math, for the most part, kind of, sort of. You can always add 0. So 3 plus 0 equals 3. Or you can multiply by 1. 3 times 1 equals 3. So what we're going to do here is effectively multiply by 1. So we're going to do x minus 6 on the top and do x minus 6 on the bottom. A number divided by itself is just going to be 1. 3 divided by 3 equals 1. So that's all we're doing here. And what's going to happen is we're now going to contribute an x minus 6 on the bottom. So now we have an x plus 6, x minus 6, x plus 6, x minus 6. They're the same. Now they can be compared. So then we're going to do the same thing over here for this x. It's missing both an x plus 6 and an x minus 6. We're going to put those both in. X plus 6, x minus 6. And then we're going to have to put them on the bottom as well. So these are actually multiplied together. X plus 6, x minus 6. So now they all have a denominator of x plus 6, x minus 6. So we're going to simplify the top. So x plus 6, x minus 6, we know previously that's x squared minus 36. So I'm just going to write that out. Even though I separated them before, I'm going to put them back together. X times x squared minus 36 all over, that's a terrible x, x squared minus 36. Yeah, I'm good at that. Plus, now it's going to be 6. We didn't have to change that at all. Minus, now it's going to be x squared times x minus 6. So it's going to be minus x squared times x is x cubed. X cubed minus 6 is minus 6x squared. And since it's all subtracted, we're going to have to make sure to distribute the negative. There we go. So what I did is I distribute that negative to give us negative x cubed, give us plus 6x squared. All right. So now I'm going to go over to this part right here and distribute this quickly. So it's going to be x cubed minus 36x. All right. So I know I'm being a little fast and loose, a little cowboyish with my algebra. Hopefully you're able to follow it. So now I'm going to combine the top. So we're going to have, I'm going to start with all the x cubes. So we're going to have x cubed minus x cubed plus 6x squared minus 36x plus 6 all over x squared minus 36. And then from here, the x squareds, or x cubed and negative x cubed cancel. The rest all stay the same. So let's see here. We can probably simplify this a little bit more. We're going to factor out a 6. So it's going to be 6 times x squared minus 6x plus 1 all over, and I'm going to now write this as x plus 6, x minus 6. I probably really don't have to, but I want to. And let's see here. And this is as simplified, I think, as it can get. Yes, I don't think I can do anything more with that, because this would mean that, yes. So then this is going to be the final answer. So A equals 6x squared minus 6x plus 1. B is going to be x plus 6 times the quantity x minus 6. Oh, that looks like a 4, so this would be a 6. Perfect. Ah, adequate. So simplest form, A over B. Yep, and that's how we approach this problem. The key idea here was common denominators. Common denominator means they can then, to add two fractions, they need to have a common denominator. They have to have the same bottom. And to do that, we multiply a fraction by 1. 1 just means that by 1, I mean it's going to be the top and bottom of the fraction will be the same. Because the top and bottom fraction are the same, that fraction is going to equal 1, so you can multiply by things without actually changing anything. So the one on the right, we multiply by x minus 6 over x minus 6. And the x on the left, we multiply by x plus 6 times x minus 6, quantity, which is the same as x squared minus 36, difference of squares. We do that on the top and bottom. So hope that helped. See you in the next one.